For every challenge we face in business, there is a solution. For every challenge we face in business, there is a solution. And your role as a leader, as a manager, as a captain of a sporting side, your role is to find the solution to that challenge. And that often takes creative thinking. That often takes creative thinking. And the question I've got for you today is, how do you get creative in your thinking? I've seen many a penny drop to find a solution to an idea, to find a solution to a challenge, to find a solution to moving a rock in the workplace, a rock within the business. I have seen the pennies drop. And this is just one way that we get creative in our thinking. And today I'm going to share with you 23 ways to get creative in your thinking, to shift the rocks, to shift the challenges that we face in business. Welcome to JTinTheRaw, show 153, and it is a cracking Friday. This is the show that I just chew the thin on a few things that I have experienced in 30 years in business. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Today is going to crack on with action items. Every one of these 23, and they're not going from best to worst or worst to best, Jono. They are not doing that at all. They are all over the place. And these are practical ideas that you could put in place as of 8:20 today. 8:20. In 17 minutes, you can start doing some of these things. Cold down there, Cameron. Good morning, Tom. Couple of shout outs this morning. I want to give a shout out to my ILR members, the Industry Leaders Roundtable. So these are people in the fitness industry that come together. They give themselves up out of their business for a couple of days. And it is amazing what we share over a couple of days. It is amazing the trust that we have within that group. We've had a great group with club owners, personal trainers, some franchisees recently. This is by far Australia's longest running peer-to-peer coaching and facilitated group. It is amazing to the depth that we get, but the trust that we have within that group. It's amazing. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's been to the meetings over the last few weeks. You guys rock, and I am so grateful that you are so open and so trusting in what you share. Shout out number 2, all the people involved with the Fitness Industry Technology Summit. We got a great bunch of sponsors for the event. Thank you to all of those sponsors. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Sam. And this week, thank you to Alan Leach, who has done a bloody amazing video on digital marketing. So when you come to the Fitness Industry Technology Summit, you get these videos. And I'm telling you that for the $495 that it costs, or $395 that it costs if you use the code ACTIVE, it is worth paying just that to get Alan's video. Plus you get Brian's video, plus you get Sam's video, plus you get to come. If you're in the fitness industry and you're not coming to the Fitness Industry Technology Summit, you're going to be missing out, because there is some seriously good shit that's going to be shared. Shout out number 3, it's got a big shout out. I think I saw it online before. I think I saw Chantel on there. If you're there, Chantel, give us a wave, give us a hello. A big shout out to Chantel, who's done a lot of work behind the scenes with the podcast, with the Fitness Business Podcast. And we now have all of our ladies that have been featured, all of our women who have been featured on the podcast. I really appreciate the effort that you've done, Chantel, with that, to put them all together so that we've called it the Women's Leadership in Fitness Business Podcast. Women's Leadership in Fitness Business Podcast, where you can just listen to all the women that are talking about leadership in our industry. So you don't have to listen to any blokes. You can just listen to the ladies. All right, so this show, let's get something straight. We want to solve problems in the business. We want to solve problems within our department. Here are 23 ways that you can solve some of those problems. Good morning, Shane, Casey, Scott, Robo. Great having you guys here this morning. 23 ways to solve challenges and problems in your business through creative thinking. Now, what I want you to do is, as I go through these, if you like each one, as one pops up, if something resonates for you, I want you to just give me a little thumbs up. I want you to give me something back so I can see on the screen that one of this number 2 or number 16 or whatever it is resonates for you. So you've got to stay engaged for the whole show. I'm looking for you, whether you're watching live or on replay, to give me some feedback on these 23 as we go through. If you're up for that, give me a thumbs up right now. I can see Cameron giving me a thumbs up. So you've got to be engaged with this. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Number 1, to get creative in our thinking, number 1 is make lists. Make lists. Some of those lists might be a to-do list. Some of those might be a stop doing list. And often in business, we get caught up with this on the to-do list, and we never get through that whole list because the stuff over here is taking up time. So maybe we need to have a stop doing list as well. Number 1, make lists. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Number 2, this is my favorite, carry a notebook everywhere. Here's my notebook. Here it is. Here's my notebook. And I've got plenty of others on my desk right behind me. I know we live in a digital world. I get that. I get it. But I carry a notebook everywhere and can write notes at any time. This is my new notebook actually, because this one's got dividers in it. So I've got little sections. I've got a section on round table meetings. I've got a section on the podcast. I've got sections on JTinTheRaw. Carry a notebook everywhere. Carry a notebook everywhere. If you like that one, give me a thumbs up. Number 3, journal. Journal at the end of the day. Journal during the day. Journal to start your day off. But just do some free writing to help clear your mind. What is going on inside your mind? Do some free writing to clear your mind up before you're going to get creative in your thinking. Number 4, get away from devices. Get away from devices. Unchain yourself from your computer, your phone. Unchain yourself from devices and get creative in your thinking. A whiteboard helps. Butcher's paper helps. Post-it notes help. Notebook helps. But get away from your device to free up your thinking. Remember, if you like any of these, give me a thumbs up or a love heart as we go through. Number 5. Susan says is journal for reflection. Yes, that's a beautiful suggestion. Love it. Thank you, Susan. Okay, number 5. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get everything done in a day. Don't beat yourself up if you don't find a solution in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Go easy on yourself. Lower your expectations on what you can achieve when you're coming to finding solutions to problems. Sometimes it takes a day, sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes a month, sometimes it takes a couple of minutes, depending on the size of the rock. But go easy on yourself. Perhaps lower the expectations on how quickly it will take to solve some of those problems. Number 6, take breaks. Take breaks during the day. Take breaks during the week. Take breaks during a quarter. Take breaks during a year. What was fascinating over the last couple of days at a round table meeting, one of the round table members said, one of the best things that I've experienced over the last couple of days is actually being in a hotel room by myself, no one around. It's allowed me to think and reflect on the business, where we're at, on where I am personally, because there's no one around. Now that to me is a super powerful insight. For many of us as parents, we've got our kids around all the time or our partner around all the time. For as business people, we go into work and there's people always around us. Take breaks from people. Take breaks during the day. What you cannot underestimate, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of a holiday. The power of a break from work. Many of us love what we do, we're passionate about what we do, and we don't even consider it work because it's so bloody awesome what we do. And we don't realize that we probably do need a break. So my challenge to you is to get creative in your thinking. Schedule in time to take time off. time off on Saturday or take time off on Sunday. Take time off at the quarter, but use your holiday time that is given to you. Perhaps that's one that you want to work on this year and schedule that in. Number 7, not a big one for me, but I know it means a lot to a lot of people, and that's listening to music. Tuning out to life, putting on your headphones, listening to a few tunes is one way to get creative in your thinking, is one way to get your creative juices flowing. Listening to music. If you like that one, if music's one for you, let me know. I'm curious to know how many people listen to music to get creative. Number 8. This is a tough one. For many of us in business, good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Amanda. This is a tough one. Being open. Being open to ideas. Being open to feedback. Being open to frickin' anything. To be leaders, we have to be open. To be creative in our thinking, we have to be open to these ideas that we see. There are so many opportunities out there. We need to be open to them and take them in. So number 8 is be open. Number 9, perhaps this is the one that's, I listen to Pink Floyd to stimulate my mind. Nice, Darren Ormsby. Nice. Great to hear that. Nikki is music. She loves the music side of things. Number 9 is get with creative people. Surround yourself with people who will help you get creative. That's what our round tables are all about. We surround ourselves with other people who will force us to get creative in our thinking. So number 9 is get with people that are creative and think differently to you. Think differently to you. Important point. Good morning, Mandy, over there on July the 4th in the United States. Great having you on, Mandy. I think this is your first ever JTinTheRaw live. Welcome. Number 10, use group thinking. Use group thinking or your peer-to-peer coaching. This kind of relates back to that number 9 of creative people. But if we can collaborate with people, we will work out the best result. We'll work out the best answer. We'll work out the best solution. So use group thinking and collaborate to come up with a solution. Don't be afraid. You haven't got to always come up with the idea. If your team can come up with the idea, if your department can come up with the idea, they've got buy-in. And that's going to help out of sight in order to improve and find your solution. Number 11, don't give up. Number 11 is don't give up. Good morning, Alan Leach, or good evening, Alan Leach. Gave you a shout out at the beginning of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Leach is on the Raw show right now. Good morning, good evening, Alan. Thank you so much for what you've done for the Fitness Industry Technology Summit. I really appreciate it. You are awesome. Number 11, don't give up. There is always a solution to a problem. Patience is the key. Looking at it from a different angle, a different perspective, but don't give up. Be patient. There is a solution. Don't give up. Be patient. Different perspectives. Number 12, practice, practice, practice. Practice your thinking. Practice that creative thinking. Practice the habits that we're talking about today. These 23 ways to solve problems, to move rocks in our business. You need to practice them. It won't come naturally for some of you. And all 23 won't come naturally to all of you. But we need to practice, practice, practice getting creative in our thinking. That's number 12. If you think this is you, Susan's just put number 12 as a thumbs up. If you think this is you, let me know. Number 13, give permission to yourself and your team to make mistakes. Give permission to yourself and your team to make mistakes. You will never find, well, you might find, but you'll rarely find the best solution first attempt. So when we make a mistake, we learn from that mistake, we creatively think over here to find the next one. So we need to give permission to ourselves to make mistakes and our team to make mistakes in order to find the right solution. That's number 13. We're over halfway. Is this helping you? Give me a love heart if you're getting some ideas on how to think creatively. These are action items that you can do as of 8:20 today. If you're getting some ideas, whether you're watching live or on replay, hit me with a love heart right now. I'd love to see that. Here we go, number 14. This is one of my favourites. Oh yes, Susan, the Bravest Failure Award. I love it. Okay, number 14, this is my favourite. Go somewhere new. Go somewhere where you can think new, in a neutral place. Go somewhere which is inspirational. Could be the beach. Could be going for a walk through the forest. It could be taking your team out to the beach or out to the forest. It could be, like for me, I think creatively while I'm working out in the gym. It's kind of my meditation time, I guess. But your job is to go somewhere new, to open up your mind to new ideas. If you're always going to your office and you're sitting in a cubicle or sitting within your office and trying to find a solution, but you're always here, and this is where you always do the action items, the operational stuff, you're probably not going to get too creative. So my challenge is, number 14, is to go somewhere new when you're trying to solve a problem. Number 15, practice gratitude. Count the positives in your life. Count the positives that are in your life right now. I don't even reckon you can put the number in the comments below because there'll be too many zeros. But sometimes in life we need to stop, reflect, as Susan said earlier, stop, reflect in our journaling, but also just practice gratitude. Just say thank you for some of the things that we are lucky enough to have, and that opens up our mind into what we're trying to do. Oh, Darren, thank you for those comments. That's awesome about, linking that back to rugby. You know I'm going to love that. There it is, the Wallabies t-shirt. We won that World Cup, Darren. Don't think we're going to win this one, but that's another story. Number 16. Number 16 is sleep. Sleep. If you want to get creative in your thinking, you need to get lots of sleep. You need 8 hours of sleep. There is so much research now that is coming out about the power of sleep, and how important sleep is to recover from our workouts, how important sleep is impacting our weight loss, and how impactful sleep is for our creative thinking. Less than, I think it's 5%, I think it's like 4% of the population can survive on less than 6 or 7 hours of sleep. You need to sleep. If you want to get creative in your thinking, if you want to move rocks in your business, as a leader, you need to get some sleep. You need to encourage your team to sleep. And this is really hard for many personal trainers out there. It's really hard for people that work shifts. I understand that. But this is part of taking the discipline. In order to think creatively, you need to get your 8 hours sleep. Good evening, Sal. How are you, mate? How is July the 4th over there in the United States? Hope you're having a good time over there. Number 17, I want you to live on the edge. I want you to take some risks with your thinking. Remember, what was number 13? What was tip number 13 I gave you? What was the action step number 13 of thinking creatively? Give permission to make mistakes. So number 17 is live on the edge. Have some risk in your thinking. Don't think within that square, think outside the square, have some risk. So this relates back to number 13. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Number 18, challenge the status quo. Kind of relates to 17 as well. Challenge the status quo. Just because something's always been done doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. Just because this has always been the solution doesn't mean that it is the best solution. Sometimes we need to break things down and start again. Number 18, challenge the status quo on why and how we do things. Number 19, don't force the ideas. Don't force the solutions. Remember, patience is needed. Patience is needed for us to get creative in our thinking, so don't force the ideas. Don't give yourself a timeline on how to find that solution. Sometimes it takes longer than we might have thought. Sometimes it comes quickly, sometimes it takes longer. So number 19, don't force the idea. Number 20, Number 20, I think will resonate with many people watching this, whether live or on replay. By the way, if you know anybody you think could benefit from watching this show about getting creative and solving problems in the workplace or with their sporting team, in their departments, whatever it may be, please tag them in the comments below, because number 20 may resonate with somebody you know. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be your own perfect. Stop trying to be other people's perfect. Stop trying to be business perfect. When we aim to be perfect, we never generally act. We'll never find the perfect solution, so therefore we stop doing it. Now, I see this a lot with people wanting to do videos like this. They go, oh, I can't do it perfectly, so I'm not going to do it. I get that. It's very difficult to lower that perfection barrier, but people love the raw. People love the thoughts that are coming straight off the top. So if you're going to move your business forward, lower the level of perfection and just make some decisions. Get some actions happening. Don't wait for perfection. I love, Susan's just put there, progress over perfection. Love it. Progress over perfection. Great quote. Number 21 is write your ideas down. Write your ideas down. At any stage of the day, you're going to get ideas. Might come while you're on the toilet. Might come when you're in the shower. Might come while you're out running. That's a bit hard to write down. It's hard to write down in the shower too. Actually, I don't, because I got the steamed up glass thing, so I'd write on that sometimes, and that helps me remember my idea. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you need a notebook to write your ideas down. Remember, those that are joining us right now, I said right back on number 2, action tip number 2 to get creative things, carry a notebook. Number 21 is write your ideas down. Number 22 is clean your workplace. There is a wonderful quote. It goes something like this: an uncluttered desk leads to an uncluttered mind. Or a cluttered desk leads to a cluttered mind. And I got a challenge for everybody watching, whether you're watching live or on replay. I want you to post in the comments below at some stage today, if you remember, I want you to post a photo of your desk. I want you to post a photo of your desk. After the show, I guarantee I'll post one and you will be amazed at my desk. It's shit. I hate working at it because it is so cluttered. And a cluttered desk leads to a cluttered mind. So if you want to get creative in your thinking, if you want to solve some problems, have a clean desk. Share your photo in the comments below of your desk. I dare you to. I dare you to. That is 22. And the last one is 23. Have some fun. Have some fun at life. Have some fun at work. Have some fun with your thinking. The more you smile, the more you laugh, the more you have fun and get creative. Ladies and gentlemen, life was not meant to be a drag. Business was not meant to be a pain in the ass. Life is meant to be fun. Let's not take it so seriously. If we want to get creative about our thinking, we need to have some fun. I think I just saw Amanda suggest instead of sitting in an office for a meeting, go for a walk. Sure, go for a walk on the beach, through a park, down the street. Have some fun. Get the endorphins flowing through your body to open up your mind to different ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 23 action items that you can do as of 3 minutes time in order to start thinking creatively in your business to find solutions to the challenges. That's my goal, is to help you find solutions. Absolutely, Darren, praise your staff. If they come up with the idea, don't you take the credit, give it to them this week. Hands up this week if it's school holidays coming up. Oh my goodness, school holidays is happening here in New South Wales. So there's a lot happening. Thanks, Susan. Appreciate that. Get to work now. Thanks, Omid. Great to help you. Okay, school holidays. What's coming up for me? Well, Zoe's going away for a couple of days, so things are still working for me. I am preparing for the New Zealand Industry Leaders Roundtable, which is happening at the end of the month. So I got that on. I'm off to Melbourne next week to work with the YMCA Victoria on creative ways to create experiences. Creative ways to create experiences. Really looking forward to working with the team there. Next Thursday, I'm taking Zoe to the circus, and then Friday heading to Canberra on a holiday. So a little family holiday. So JTinTheRaw will be coming to you live next week from Canberra. Remember, I've been from Canberra before. I don't think I'll be out the front of the Parliament House. I'll be somewhere down there though. Ladies and gentlemen, today is all about action items. Sometimes I talk strategy. Sometimes I talk shit. Sometimes I talk, I probably do talk shit. Sometimes I talk high level stuff. Today is a show that is purely around actions that you can do and that your team can do in order to think creatively, in order to solve problems in the business, solve problems in your department, solve problems in your sporting team, whatever it may be. There are 23 different ways to think creatively to solve problems in your business in today's show. If you know anybody that could get value out of the show, please tag them in the comments below. Please tag them in the comments below. I'd be really grateful. If you're just tuning in and you want to know about, and you're in the fitness industry and you want to know about the Fitness Industry Leaders Roundtable, put ILR in the comments below. Thank you, Sean, for those double love hearts. If you want to know about the Fitness Industry Technology Summit, put FITS in the comments below. If you want to know about the women's leaders in the Fitness Business Podcast, check out down below in the comments. Chantel's already put the link to that theme. Congratulations to everybody over there in the United States for the 4th of July celebrations. Hope you're having a cracking day. And just before we finish, quote of the week. Just before we finish, it is quote of the week. To get creative, unchain yourself from your devices. To get creative, to find solutions to your problems, unchain yourself from your devices. You can be amazed with what you come up with. So the quote of the week is this: to get creative, unchain yourself from devices. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to JT in the Raw, show 153. We're on the same time every single week. I'm going to catch you on the flip side.